So you just bought Valheim, one of the fastest growing indie games around, and now you're standing in a field feeling like you just got dropped off in Naked and Afraid.
Don't look at his don't look at his
And you're wondering, what are you supposed to do in this game? Well, let me be the first to tell you, there is a lot. Valheim is a survival RPG set in the afterlife of the 10th Norse world, and if Vikings were around today, this game would be their wet dream. There's monster fighting, great hall building, sailing, hunting, mining, crafting, and even skill progression, and all of this can be done with up to 10 friends. This game is kind of like RuneScape if RuneScape's gameplay was actually enjoyable. So I saw this game on the Steam store with all the overwhelmingly positive reviews, and I thought, why not give it a shot? Well, 5 days later, I've logged almost 40 hours of game time, and I have to say I completely love this game. Don't let the pixelated graphics style fool you. This game has deep thought put into every element of its gameplay, and the use of lighting and shading makes it look absolutely breathtaking. There are so many little things this game does right, I still get surprised even though I'm 40 hours in. As just one example, if you build a house with a fireplace in it, but don't leave a gap for the smoke to exit, your player will actually take damage from smoke inhalation. Okay, enough fanboying from me. Hopefully at this point in the video, you've decided to shell out the $20 and have completed the only 1 GB installation. Yeah, that's right. This whole game fits into only 1 GB of storage. And you're ready, Naked and Afraid style, to jump right into the game. So now, what I will be explaining to you are some of the basic concepts in the game that will hopefully help you get started on your Viking adventures. The first thing we need to talk about for this game is the health and stamina system. Everything you do in Valheim, from fighting, blocking, and running, to mining, tree chopping, and hoeing, costs stamina. And after you use up all your stamina, it will slowly regenerate like any other game. This means that anytime you die, it will likely be because you ran out of stamina and couldn't escape or defeat your way out of a fight. To increase your stamina, you need to eat food, and you can only eat 3 pieces of food at any time. However, you cannot eat the same food item more than once. So let's just say you picked 10 raspberries. I cannot eat 3 raspberries to increase my health and stamina. You would need to have a berry, a cooked meat, and a mushroom, as an example. Another thing you guys should take note of in terms of stamina is the rested buff. You get this buff when you enter an area that has this sheltered icon, meaning you're covered by roofs and near a fire. If you look at your active effects, after you get the rested buff, you get a plus 50% health regen and a plus 100% stamina regen applied to your character, which can be hugely important if you're going mining, tree cutting, or even fighting against some tough enemies. The next thing we need to discuss is the fighting mechanics in Valheim. I've seen people compare the combat in this game to Dark Souls, but just because a game has a parry and a roll mechanic, it doesn't make that game a Dark Souls clone. That being said, the parry and the roll are important mechanics when it comes to fighting. And when you start out, I would highly recommend to pair any weapon you want to use with the wooden shield. Holding right click allows you to block the amount of damage incoming to your character equal to your shield's block value, at the cost of some stamina. And if you block right when an enemy is charging up an attack, this allows you to parry the attacker
I'm fighting for my life!
For less stamina cost, and applies a damage multiplier to your next attacks. You should try using different types of weapons as they all have their benefits and drawbacks, but I personally would recommend the knife class, as allows for low stamina quick attacks, and the 10 times damage multiplier to attacks from behind is very nice too. So this brings us to my last point in this video, the building system. Now, this might be my favorite part of Valheim. Building the lovely wooden structures is super fun and rewarding, and as you progress through the game, more and more building options avail themselves to you, which keeps making you want to improve and grow your home base. The building aspect itself is quite interesting. On the surface, it has a basic system which lets you snap or free place objects to others, as well as giving each object a 360-degree rotation around one axis. And what makes up for the sometimes finicky placement is that if you ever place something in Valheim and you don't like how it looks, you can always destroy it and you get all of the materials back, no matter what object it is. The interesting part comes as you place your structures further away from the ground. They become weaker until they are no longer able to stand on their own. The color coding can be seen here. So this requires you to build actual supports around your large halls and houses, which adds a level of realism to your structures. Well, that's all I have for you guys for this video. I hope it was helpful for the new Valheim players out there. If you want me to make more videos on bosses or how to get higher tier materials, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see what I can do. And if you enjoyed this video, please drop a huge birch tree on the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.